if you're like, but I said all the right things I said. Israel is a meanie head, a meanie bobini. And then I also said all this other stuff, and I also have all these actions that speak louder than those words do. But like, but I said all the right things, and you guys are still being so mean to me. It's like, what? Now, can I show you guys this?
To say you said it anyway. I mean,
Why is the audio so crunchy?
that's how this whole thing started. I wish there was a way to like make people understand, because this all started because I was not down with Hamas killing a bunch of civilians.
Your Honor, I had to sue all these people because everyone hated that I was not okay with innocent civilians dying. Hamas literally did this to me. She's a vile fucking human being, Your Honor. She's a vile human being.
I thought that was a bad thing. And that's what started the entire, chasm between me and Hassan and the whole community, was that I was not cool with terrorists murdering civilians. And despite the fact that I said Israel's doing a genocide, ethnic cleansing, mass bombing campaigns, mass murdering civilians.
I mean, if you misrepresent what actually happened, yeah, you can have this delusional of a take. If you misrepresent the fact that people were actually upset that you spent so much time talking about how great and multicultural and diverse Israel is while they're actively conducting a genocide, and how excited you are to take your kids on vacation there to show everyone how wonderful it is. And you realized how bad that was. You realized it was so bad you went on TikTok and then apologized for it. And it gives mixed signals to be like, oh, no, Israel is doing a genocide. And then 2 seconds later saying, but I am going to go there and show you guys how beautiful it is. Like, so you know that they're doing a genocide, you just like don't care that they're doing one? Like, what? That's like almost worse. No one took issue with you saying innocent civilians shouldn't die. Or like, at the very least, none of the content creators you decided to like argue with said that about you. Like, it's so bizarre.
Starving populations with the blockades, doing humanitarian crimes against humanity, war crimes, despite me saying all of that. I said settlers are valid targets, right? Settlers are amongst the most disgusting, evil provocateurs on earth, which I said, by the way, years before October 7th, despite saying all of that stuff. And by the way, as a Israeli citizen married to an Israeli wife, having Israeli.
I'm pretty sure one of the biggest arguments was a conversation about settlers that Hassan had with Ethan. That's what brought up like the settler babies or whatever.
Family living in Israel. It's not that easy to sometimes say this stuff as it would be for someone else who's totally unaffiliated. But I said all this stuff, right? That you'd think that they would want to hear.
But again, like all of this, you can't just say the right things and then like your wife is like posting, oh my God, girl boss bombers. Yes, look at the girl bosses killing civilians. Yes, girl boss. Like, what message do you think that sends to people? It feels like you're just saying the things that you think you need to say to get people to like you, but you don't actually care about those things and you don't actually mean those things. And that's why you're just so excited to go to Israel and show everyone how beautiful it is. If I say like, I hate people who speed. I hate speeding. People who drive in cars and go way too fast are a danger on the road. And then all I do is speed and like run stop signs. Like, it kind of doesn't matter what I'm saying. My actions matter more than that. If you're like, but I said all the right things I said. Israel is a meanie head, a meanie bobini. And then I also said all this other stuff. And I also have all these actions that speak louder than those words do. But like, but I said all the right things and you guys are still being so mean to me. It's like, what?
But it wasn't enough because I had a problem with Hamas. And then they start putting words in my mouth saying that I'm pro baby killing, or that I stuff that I never said and never would say, right?
No, we just say it's funny that there's clips like these.
The raider of Ramallah. That's what they call me.
You got mad that your wife said that she went on a raid in terrorist city Ramallah. Or sorry, that's what she said. And then you guys got mad that people said she's the raider of Ramallah. It's like, this is defecation, dude. This is defecation. You can't, just because she said she went to terrorist city Ramallah and she went on a raid that was beyond her like job description. She went on one for fun. How could you call her the raider of Ramallah? How could you do that? How?
The raider of Ramallah. That's what they call me.
No, whenever it comes to Ethan Klein, I always say defecation instead of defamation. It just, it's kind of like quoting Casey-tron. Every time people say fair use king, I have to correct them. Our queen Casey-tron spoke. It's free use, King. Get it right.
And if you read about me on Twitter or Reddit, wherever place you're reading about it, that's what you're going to see people say about me. That I'm a Zionist, genocidal monster.
No, people think that you spend too much of your time and effort defending Israel and defending Israel's actions. And in fact, it literally came up in the conversation that you had with Sam Cedar, where you were like, well, what were they supposed to do? What was Israel supposed to do? They have to defend themselves. Well, you think that they're not supposed to just carpet bomb the shit out of Gaza? They had to do something. It's like, what? That's a crazy thing to say. The fucking Arabs. Yeah, it's actually the fucking Arabs' fault. Sorry, my bad. You're right. You're right. Oh, wait, I didn't see this Kilotonics thing. Kilotonics has kind of been on a roll. By the way, another video Ethan will never watch. Kilotonics' video. He dismantles Ethan Klein's claims about the legitimacy of his defamation lawsuit against iDubbbz. And Kilotonics posted on his podcast today, Ethan Klein claims rebroadcasting someone else's defamatory statements is not protected speech, adding that's how the law works. The reason Ethan says this is because he learned it from his time as a defendant in his own defamation case against Ryan Kavanaugh, when the court determined that he repeatedly broadcast previously retracted statements about Kavanaugh in an obvious attempt to get the viewer to accept them as truth. Yeah, I talked about this a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday, that like Ryan Kavanaugh sued Ethan Klein for defamation because an ex-partner of Ryan Kavanaugh had said that like he was running a Ponzi scheme, but then since retracted that and said like, hey, we settled. I apologize for saying that. I no longer believe that. And they reached out to like articles that were publishing that, and all of those articles rescinded it and retracted those comments, because that's generally like the requirement. If you're like a news journal or like you produce anything that might be considered like news segments or whatever, you send like a retraction demand, and then that like company or that person or whatever will retract it, and then you're good to go, right? It's why like the New York Times can get things wrong and they don't get in legal trouble necessarily every single time. That's why like they can put in corrections, and as long as the correction is like timely and that there is an attempt to correct the mistake, it's fine. Mostly all of these articles that it said that like, oh, his ex-partner said that Ryan Kavanaugh was running a Ponzi scheme, they ended up retracting those and rescinding those and saying like, oh, we apologize, this is no longer true, we are now retracting these statements. Okay, great. But Ethan was very insistent on ignoring those and saying, well, they did publish at one point that his ex-business partner did say it was a Ponzi scheme, but because that was like, he knew that that was not like, he was presenting it in a way that felt malicious, or more specifically that he was presenting it with like a reckless disregard for like the truth. He ended up in a settlement that ended with Ethan Klein apologizing to Ryan Kavanaugh and saying, I actually am so sorry for everything I've said about Ryan Kavanaugh. Like, he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve any of that. He didn't deserve me being mean to him like that. He didn't deserve me coming after him. I am sorry. From the bottom of my heart, me and you were like this. Me and you were like this. All right? We're like this. We're dogs like that. And then like, it's really funny because Dan makes like a joke and he's like, no, seriously, like I can't make any disparaging comments. Like we can't, like I'm just going to read the script and then we're going to move on. Like it was not a cute segment, let's say. So yeah, that is true. It is true that you cannot just knowingly repeat lies, but that's different from what Ian did. Ian did not knowingly repeat a lie. Ian had a statement on the screen and then explicitly said that he doesn't believe it. So like,
Robbed a bank, and I know it because I saw it. If you take that and put it on screen, and it says, Hila says I robbed a bank, it's still, you're still rebroadcasting the accusation. And like, it's not any different. You're essentially putting it out yourself. That's, and that's the law. That's how the law works actually too, right?
I'll read the rest of the Kilotonics post. The situations aren't really comparable because iDubbbz wasn't rebroadcasting them as truth. He was making an obviously correct point about Ethan's selectivity with who he targets. But this is still yet another instance in Ethan Klein's long history of going after others for doing things that he has lamented being held responsible for in the past. Correct. I wanted to pull this up as well. Like, I feel like most people who saw that that iDubbbz segment, it was just like, it's just sad and pathetic that like Ethan spends all this time going after people and saying, you're personally trying to harm my family. And then the guy who's like literally saying that you're like the guy who was originating this claim, you're just like, well, he doesn't really like mean it, I know he said that he means it, like he really means it like multiple times, but like he doesn't actually, I know what's in his heart. Like, I know him. I'm like, he just wouldn't say something like that and mean it. iDubbbz, on the other hand, okay, and his fucking Arab wife, okay, it's like, it's also very disingenuous. He's making that argument from the U.S., but he gets to iDubbbz in Canada because he would get laughed out of court the same way that he did in your case, which is really funny because, like, he literally could, I think he would actually have a pretty good case against Destiny, but he doesn't want to, like, I don't know, shit where he eats or whatever. H3 fans, shit where he eats, huh? Another classic statement from Denims. She's clearly saying that the skulls are justified. How could she do this? It's just a manner of speech, manner of speaking. All right. Oh, and then this is another thing that, like, I don't understand why okay, so this is another reason why I think people were critical of Moist Critical, because it's like the rules of engagement changed when they came after my kids or whatever, but he was filing like cease and desist and like DMCA claims before that, like months before that. CBS timeline, I don't know what this is, calls out H3 for lying when saying the rules changed after the CPS call. Ethan filed 5 false DMCA claims against the Snark subreddit and registered his content nuke with Library of Congress all before the CPS call. Like, it has everything to do with the fact that Ethan just like doesn't, maybe I should just find the clip of him talking about how he doesn't like to be criticized.
This is no longer online. When CPS came to my house, it's not online anymore. This isn't like online, creator on creator, trying to say, hey, dude, you got to watch what you say. This is real life shit that landed actual agents of the government at my door to interview my children against my will with the authority to take them from my home and put them in foster care. It's so much different than it was. The minute those people showed up, I went into work and I said, the rules are changing. And even after I said that, they took that as an invitation to
yeah, the rules are changing, and the rules now are I get to do whatever I want, whatever I want. The rules are there are no rules for me. I'm going to just engage in the most insane campaign of collective punishment against some fucking community because of a instance of harassment I can't attribute to any individual. Dude, that's the other thing. This is a lie.
Well, the other thing that's insane is like, okay, you want to go after the people that are going after your kids, then why not attempt to unmask the person who made the CPS call? If you believe it to be a fraudulent call that was made by a snarker, then pursue that legally. Like, going for contributory copyright infringement means that you don't really care about any of these things that you're saying that you care about. You just care about going after the people that you don't like and then using any reason you can to go after them. Because if you cared about going after the snarkers for getting your family involved, you would attempt to unmask the person who made the CPS call. Because you can't make anonymous CPS calls in the state of California.
A lie. DMCAs were before CPS. He registered the nuke with the Library of Congress before CPS. The rules didn't change when CPS got called on you.
Like, didn't he literally say in his video that, like, he set up a trap? He set up an amazing, succulent trap. And that's why he registered those videos with the Library of Congress. But now he's saying, well, it's different because they got CPS involved. It's like, but you registered them before that. If you registered the videos with the Library of Congress before the CPS call, then how can it be about the CPS call? The CPS call didn't happen yet. What?
You're such a fucking liar. It was before. You did the shit against copyright before CPS was even called. You did 5 false DMCAs against the Snark subreddit before CPS was called. You registered your content nuke video with the Library of Congress, laying your self-admitted trap for other content creators before CPS was ever called. And then you targeted people who had no culpability in CPS being called. It's such a fucking lie, man. It's such a fucking lie.
I don't, like, what is the response? Well, he's never going to respond to anything that would actually, like, I don't know, hurt any of his arguments. But I would love to see a response to that, man. I would love to see a response to that. And then I want to show you guys this 1 second. I don't even know if I can find it, but let me try. Charlie kind of lame for not acknowledging any of this context. I mean, he just doesn't want to, like, listen. He just doesn't want to spend 30 hours learning about all of the intricacies and recognizing that, like, Ethan just lies about stuff. Like, unfortunately, I low-key, I believe him when he says he did 3 hours of research, but this is a topic that needs more than 3 hours of research. And I'm not joking. Like, 3 hours is, like, kind of the minimum. It's not even the minimum. It's not even. Like, the entire thing is just like a shitstorm, no pun intended. Let me pull up, wait 1 second. I'm trying to find it. My normie sister saw Charlie's video, asked me what was going on, so I sent her the 4-hour debate Hassan had with Ethan, and she said, this doesn't even scratch the surface. Oh no. Sorry, this video just got recommended to me on YouTube. Let me make sure that it's okay to share this. Okay, here it is. I just got this video recommended to me on YouTube. Dear Denims, your lawsuit response is awful. And this is from 9 months ago from Ethan.
That's what's written here. The most interesting takeaways are these. Kind of as I touched on. One, they did the laziest, cheapest response, and they failed to tell their story. They had.
Which one is it? Is it that my lawyer is the cheapest lawyer, or that my lawyer is the most expensive lawyer, or what? I just don't see a reason that, like, we would be responding to, like, a photo of Hitler talking to the Grand Mufti. Like, what the hell?
A chance to respond, and they did not take it. The biggest thing to me is they had the opportunity to file a motion to dismiss. This is what you do when you believe you have a frivolous case. You're telling the judge, this is so frivolous that I'll just set the facts straight for you, and it's so obviously fair use that we don't need to waste anyone's time going any further than this. They did not file a motion to dismiss, which means the attorney looked at the facts and considered that they all have merit and that there was no way in hell a judge would grant a motion to dismiss. That is essentially a confession, a concession that the lawsuit is not frivolous. Because if it was, they would have filed motions to dismiss. That would have been a no-brainer. They didn't do it. The lawyer.
I like the no-brainer. You put an M in the brainer. No-brainer.
They would have filed motions to dismiss. That would have been a no-brainer. They didn't do it. The lawyer said, let's not even do that. Let's save money. You have no chance of winning. The other interesting thing about this is that they did not file any counterclaims. We were expecting them to try to file counterclaims, which means they would include in their response some ridiculous trumped up defamation or something, just something to give them leverage against us, to be like, oh, so they have to deal with this. You want to negotiate? Well, we're going to drop our counterclaim now, and you have to drop your lawsuit, this and that. They didn't even do that because here's the truth. Because either their lawyer is lazy, which might be, I don't know, or he was like, I don't.
It really is. Every accusation is like a projection, because bro really went on like a phenomenal spree of calling other people self-owned queen and kings, and here we are. And here we are now.
I don't see any legitimate cause. It would just be a waste of time. But the thing is, they both each raised $40,000. So they have $80,000 in the war coffers here. And this is the cheapest, laziest dog shit response you can imagine. Besides what's written here, the most interesting takeaways are these. Kind of as I touched on.
What are these fucking subtitles? The worst part is the comments are like, this aged like milk. Oh. Congrats to Dem's old H3 fan. Watched every episode until I realized Ethan wasn't going to change. I missed the old show. Love the cast they had. Anyone here after the decision? No brainer. Oh, 6 days ago. Any update on this? Oh no, dude, stop. These comments are anti-Semitic, man. But I wanted to show you guys this. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So he was watching like the Moist Critical video and talking about why Moist Critical basically should support him more or whatever. Let me show you guys this part.
That is what malicious means, is that you know it's not true, but you put it out anyway to harm them. That's what he's doing, right? And it doesn't make it better because he knows I don't do that, which he does know I don't do that. What makes it bad is that he knows I don't do that and put that on the screen for 2 hours, right? And
actual malice isn't relevant to the iDubbbz lawsuit, though. I just don't know enough about Canadian law to say whether or not it's relevant. It's definitely relevant in American law, but I just don't know enough about Canadian law.
Does like basically almost virtually zero effort to clarify that he doesn't actually believe it. As close to zero as possible, right?
Kind of hard to tell. The whole segment was fucking awful, and the point he was trying to make was really dog shittily done. But what he's trying to say is that clip right there at the end where Destiny said this extremely outrageous, outlandish, disgusting thing about Ethan.
And again, I do think it's so important to remember, this is one chat message on a Discord versus 2 hours on.
Chatters are here. Just heard your message about Charlie trying to be both sides. How can you say Ethan is someone who's unhappy if they don't 100% agree with you, if that's what your side is literally doing. No. Wrong. Wrong. I don't know what to tell you, man. You should go and watch my broadcast. I was very fair to Charlie. Charlie wants to come off as a credible source of information, so he tries to give credit to both sides. So he tries to say, hey, I understand why this person's upset because of this, but I also understand why this person is upset because of that. I think that these lawsuits are not justified, but I do understand where Ethan is coming from. Like, he tries to give credit to both sides so he comes off a little bit more impartial, and so it comes off like he's not personally biased. That's just like strategy when you're trying to come off unbiased. That's just what everyone does when they're trying to come off unbiased. That's what you do, that's what I do, that's what everybody does. He's attempting to seem reasonable, correct? Yeah. How are you guys the side that makes fun of his sickness, have people call CPS and think you guys are the good guys? Explain this to me. Huh? Why do you have an obsession with, like, people calling themselves the good guys or the bad guys or what? What? Also, who's have people who calls protective services? Ethan himself said he doesn't know who called it. He said that CPS told them that it was someone that he knew that called it. It's also not anonymous. If they believe that the call was fraudulent, they can attempt to do an investigation to see who called it. I do, and I've said since day one, if he believes that the call was fraudulent, to his core he believes that, then he should find out who made that call to guarantee that it wasn't fraudulent. He should pursue some charges against whoever called it fraudulently. I've said that since day one. I've never said anything different. I agree Charlie's on both sides, but Ethan literally told, I think he meant to say, he literally said Charlie was being fair and isn't biased. Meanwhile, people who are known to follow Hassan or you literally said that's not good enough. You should broaden your horizons a little bit. Because if you actually watch Ethan's broadcast, which we're taking a look at it right now, he said multiple times, like, Charlie just doesn't understand, like, how crazy these snarkers are. And he literally said Moist Critical was engaging in snarker talking points. Like, what? See if I can find it. Like, this is literally Ethan describing Charlie and saying that Charlie is engaging in snark talking points.
Kind of like, how come he's not suing Destiny, but he's suing Ian?
It's a snark.
That's a snark talking point.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're just chatter. You're just like really upset and like mad about, I don't know what exactly. But I want you to know, if you disagree with me, you can go and watch my VOD from yesterday where I watched Moist Critical's video and I was very fair, extremely fair. And I correctly pointed out that he tries to give credit to both sides because he wants to seem reasonable, because he wants to seem unbiased. But that's just like factually true. Like, so you're just kind of mad about like nothing. Like, you're just like, literally, you're just like mad about nothing. I'm sorry if like a clip got you angry and this is not satisfying for you and you don't get released, but I'm sorry if I like blue-balled you a little bit. But yeah, you can go watch my VOD and tell me what you think. You can go watch my VOD and let me know. But like, yeah. I don't. Pointing out what someone could have done better is not like being mad at someone or hating someone or whatever. Like, that's just like pointing out like what you can't criticize anyone ever. Like, I don't understand. It's so bizarre. Okay, back to this, which is what I want to show you.
Screen. Like, even if I wanted to sue them, let's say all the facts were equal. Other than that, I don't think what the way that Destiny did it in a scrolling chat room and a text is so much different than putting it on your screen for 2 hours.
Do I need to really find the clip of Destiny literally saying that Destiny literally said that he thought the call was justified? That's what Destiny said.
The mere fact that a child contracts a disease, an illness, even through a potential like a negligence event, that is not justification for a CPS call. No.
Just so you know, your child contracting illnesses due to severe negligence is absolutely grounds for a fucking CPS call. And it should be. We don't want kids who are getting sick because their parents are being like insanely neglectful of them. What an unbelievably crazy statement to make. What the fuck? Why do you think CPS is ever called?
So all these other people are justifying the call, but then he doesn't go after this guy for justifying the call? Like, what?
In a video, it's just so much different. It's like a mountain. It's like a mountain of difference.
Yeah, I would agree. It is a mountain of difference. That like there's a lot more intent behind C. Sampson's statements.
That Ethan doesn't have smoke for him, but he does for the other.
And then that's another weird snark talking about that. I don't have smoke for Destiny. I did a whole.
Also, like, it wasn't just like one chat message, okay? It was like multiple things. Like, here he is fucking posting whatever this. I'm not even gonna read this shit out loud. Here's this. I see it runs in the family. Oh my god, bro's dad, one who married, and blah 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 blah. The guy who makes so many pedo jokes that he has a Reddit account dedicated to them, out here liking thirst traps of daughter-in-law on fucking sex.com. I just don't like. These have a collective how many views on them? 330,000, 211,000 views, 500,000 views on tweets talking about, I would say, Ethan, in a pretty defamatory way. I just don't understand why we're pretending to like not know the truth, and we're like, no. Destiny, he would never do something like he was joking around. Like, he didn't really like mean it. That's why he made multiple tweets. That's why he made multiple stream segments about it. That's why he literally justified the call. That's why he made all of these statements and doubled and tripled and quadrupled down. That's why he did all of those things, because he didn't mean it. It's like, what? If anyone else did that, and then his line is like, oh, but like, Ian personally knows my family. Look me in the eyes and tell me that if I said any of those things that Destiny said, or if Hassan, can you imagine if, Hassan maybe has met his family too. I actually don't know. Pick anyone else then. Can you imagine if Anissa's met his family. Sorry, like, think of someone that he doesn't like that hasn't met his family. I mean, I'm a good example. Casey Tron is a good example, or Frogan is a good example, or Noah Samson is a good example. Can you imagine if any of these people who hadn't met his family said even one of the things that Destiny had said? You think that he would pull up like, well, they don't know my family, so like, I know that they didn't mean it that way. Of course not. Of course not. That would be crazy. What the hell?
This whole thing
started because
I did an entire episode dedicated to calling Destiny out, right? So again, Charlie, this is the Snark talking point, and he's not doing this on purpose, right? But saying I don't have smoke for Destiny is just patently untrue, right? I mean, historically, it's just not what happened at all.
You made one video and then ignored all of the times that he defamed you. I would say that that's not having smoke for someone. Again, just really quick, just for 1 second. Can you imagine if Casey Tron made a statement like this?
The mere fact that a child contracts a disease, an illness, even through a potential like a negligence event, that is not justification for a CPS call. No.
Just so you know, your child contracting illnesses due to severe negligence is absolutely grounds for a fucking CPS call, and it should be. We don't want kids who are getting sick because their parents are being like insanely neglectful of them. What an unbelievably crazy statement to make. What the fuck? Why do you think CPS is ever called?
Can you imagine if Casey Tron said that? Just for a second, do you think that he would say, well, she didn't meet my family, so I know she doesn't really like mean it? Like, come on, dude. What?
Why would I respond to Destiny's like dumb, stupid accusation? You're absolutely right. Why would I respond to it? But all of a sudden, when it comes to Ian, oh, he needs to respond to this. And I'm going to make sure he has to respond to this.
Other people that he's gone after through lawsuits. I'm pretty sure that's the point he was trying to make by putting that on screen. Like, look, Destiny has said something absolutely despicable, yet you don't have that same energy for him as you do for...
And again, we're talking about copyright. We're talking about copyright lawsuits, and they're rebroadcasting something. It's just a whole different issue. So, like, what point is he even making? It's not a point. It's not a...
What point are you even making? What? We're not talking about copyright lawsuits. Moist Critical is talking about your defamation case against iDubbbz. He's not talking about copyright lawsuits right now. Why are you bringing up copyright lawsuits? Are you lost?
Interesting point. It's not a relevant point at all.
Yes, it is a relevant point because the video is about iDubbbz. It literally says it in the title. Did he forget where he is? It says right there, H3 versus iDubbbz lawsuit. Bro's like lost.
He's basically just found any reason to put that on the screen to try to fuck with me and my family.
For the others. Unless I've blanked out and like erased.
Yeah, I shit on Destiny. And oh, is this a VOD? Okay, interesting. This picture of him is so funny. What the hell? Yeah, I talked about him on a video and people got super defensive. And then I made a VOD explicitly saying doubling down on Destiny. He did it. You know, I mean, what do you mean? What exactly do you mean? I have no smoke for him.
Moments from my memory from this segment, I don't recall him saying that.
Oh yeah, I don't know if Critical saw this one.
Famously, what happened after this is that everyone became aware of Pedotroll, and then he stopped talking about Destiny after that.
That was the first one, probably.
Yeah. Is this smoke? I don't know. Is this count as smoke for Destiny?
And this is the reason I'm showing you guys the clip. I had to show you guys all of the preamble to show you guys this. Is this smoke for Destiny?
So again, he's just...
This is why
he unwittingly got sucked into the Snark we're talking about, because our fans are chill. It's all these like...
Remember when I said that like these people are not going to be satisfied unless you're 100% on their side? Like Ethan is not going to be satisfied unless you're 100% on his side. And then he's going to say you're just engaging in like, you were tricked by the Snarkers. Now you're pushing Snark talking points. Okay, now look.
Communities who are colluding all over social media everywhere to put forward these narratives, and I have no way to fight this tidal wave of bullshit. And someone who's reasonable and thoughtful like Charlie is like unwittingly repeating this stuff, like saying I have no smoke for Destiny is crazy.
I think he means no legal smoke.
Why would I?
Dude, don't. Dude, she didn't get the memo that like the paid friends don't speak against him. She didn't get it. Which this is what I was thinking when I saw this clip. I was like, yeah, Charlie's obviously saying, why don't you have legal smoke for him? You're going to sue this other guy for showing the text, but you're not going to sue him for saying it? Like, that's crazy. Like, why don't you have any smoke for him? Why don't you have any legal smoke? And she made the mistake of saying that. Please watch this clip.
Smoke for Destiny is crazy.
I think he means no legal smoke.
Why would I?
Well,
why
we don't have a legal.
Why would I sue him? We don't have a legal case against him because he's defaming and calling you a pedophile? What the fuck? What do you mean? Because he's literally, like, to be clear, chat, calling someone a pedophile is defamation per se. Okay? At least in the United States or at least in California. And defamation per se does not require you to prove damages. The court views certain statements to be so harmful to your reputation and image that they are defamatory inherently. And you can like win defamation per se cases and you don't even have any damages. The court will give you like a penny, but they did defame your image. So like, for example, maybe I can pull up like some legal document about it. But for example, accusing someone of committing crimes, accusing someone of being a pedophile, accusing someone of having certain diseases or certain illnesses like HIV or AIDS. There are certain things that the court believes are so inherently damaging to one's image. You need not even prove that they actually damaged your image, or you need not prove that there was any financial harm. Here's like findlaw.com. I don't know. Maybe I can find the California code for it. Here, I'll use that in a second. Defamation per se means that a false statement was so inherently harmful that further proof of harm isn't necessary. That statement would have been likely to cause reputational damage regardless of the context. So, and this is what the California Code, this is the official California Code, this is what they consider to be defamation per se. Let me find it, hold up. Which by natural consequence causes actual damage, I think is the part. Oh, okay, here it is. Slander is a false and unprivileged publication, orally uttered, or also communications by radio or any mechanical or other means which charges any person with crime or with having been indicted, convicted, or punished for a crime. So this is inherently defamation. So this 1 through 4 are defamation per se, and then 5 would be something that would cause someone's image to be harmed. That is a known like falsehood. Imputes in him the present existence of an infectious, contagious, or loathsome disease. So again, if I went on air and said like Twitch chatter, Limbo Treese, I know they have AIDS. Like I'm trying to defame their character, or I have a reckless disregard for the truth and I don't care about that. Right? So like that would be like an example of like, that statement is so defamatory and it's so far that you need not prove that your image was damaged. You need not prove that you had financial harm caused to you, right? Why AIDS? What the fuck? Because those are previous cases. So previous case law has shown that people who have accused other people wrongfully or knowingly have knowingly spread falsehoods about someone. There have been previous cases where people have said that and then they've won their defamation per se cases. Tends to directly injure him in respect to his office, profession, trade, or business, either by imputing to him general disqualification in those respects, which the office or other occupation peculiarly requires, or by imputing something with reference to his office, profession, trade, or business that has a natural tendency to lessen its profits, imputes to him impotence or a want of chastity, or which by natural consequences causes actual damage. So like the fifth one is, yeah, okay, maybe they didn't say anything that was like that you did anything illegal, that or they didn't say anything that was like particularly harmful to you, but they did cause damages. So if like I went on a show and I was like, no, like I know that like every single person that Twitch chatter filth, let's say Twitch chatter filth is a musician, and I go on my stream and I'm like, Twitch chatter filth, every single person that they've ever dated has called them like a terrible person and a piece of shit. And they've said that like, you know, they never do the dishes, and they're always saying like, ha, you're stinky and ugly. And like, you guys should not like go and support them, and you should not go to like their concert or whatever. But I know that that's not true. And I know that every single partner of Filth's that I've ever spoken to has said only nice things about Filth. Like I know that Filth has said, their partners have always been like, yeah, Filth was the best. They were literally the best. It didn't work out for other reasons because I moved, but they were the best. So I'm like, I'm knowingly saying that that's not the case, or I'm saying the opposite. And then they've received financial harm because of that. That would be defamation. There are other things that are so, you don't even need to prove that like there was financial harm. Like for example, calling someone a fucking pedophile. Calling someone a pedophile with blatant disregard for the truth, that's defamation per se. You need not prove that your reputation was harmed. So he literally doesn't need to prove that. Sorry, Phil. Sorry about that. So why would you have legal smoke? I don't know. Maybe you would have legal smoke for the person that's calling you a pedophile. What?
Claim to sue
I'm
him.
just saying. I think that's what he's referring to.
But what legal smoke? Why would I sue him? Why would I be
Because
suing
he
him?
made. Okay, that was just what I thought.
I mean, something needs to happen.
I don't know what her name is, but that poor lady was like, well, I think he was saying like, you don't have legal smoke for Destiny, but like, you know what? I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I actually don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just going to stop. You guys could go back to the show. Sorry about that. Dude, like something needs to happen. I don't know. None of these clips are good enough for something to happen. These are the same people that said that I justified the call by saying, oh, these people like Ethan and Hila, just like they make every situation just like peak victimhood. But to be clear, I've always given props to Ethan for not showing his kids on stream and for not like profiting off of his kids. And the only people I think should ever like, the only internet creators that I've ever thought like deserve CPS are the people that make child, like they monetize their children. Like there are some YouTubers that I've seen that have been like, oh, recording my daughter's first period. And I'm like, and maybe I'm wrong and maybe I'll get canceled for that. But I think if the majority of your content, if you're like a family vlogger and the majority of your content is farming your children and traumatizing your children, like if you are specifically a family vlogger and you have a video up saying my daughter's first period, like I don't know, man, maybe there should be that should be the one instance. And I've literally, in the clip where they like keep trying to be like, she justified it. In that stream, I literally said, I've always given credit to Ethan for not showing his children, for not farming his children. He just gets on air and tries to be a dumbass. But I've always given him credit for that. So I don't know why I would ever justify it or say that it should be done. Like, that's crazy. I have one exception to the calling CPS things, and that's like the one instance, the people who like vlog their children and clearly are streaming their children and recording their children every single day of their lives and posting it on the internet. Like, that's weird. Like, that's, and I hope people agree. I would hope most people would agree about that. And if I'm wrong, that's fine. I guess we'll just agree to disagree. But like, yeah. The fuck are you? What is this? This chatter's, bro, can you type less annoying? It's so annoying that so many of the people that disagree with me, they just type annoying. Can you type less annoying? I like having detractors in here. I just hate people like you that just type annoying. Are you the one who called it? He didn't do that though. Yeah, listen. How about you listen when someone is speaking? How about you speak when spoken to for once in your fucking life? Huh? These people don't get too comfortable. Haha, it's called a joke. How about you try telling jokes that are funny? Has anyone laughed at a single joke you've ever told? Survey says no. Tell funny jokes, bitch. Sorry, there's a secret third rule in this chat, which is you have to be funny to be in here. You're not funny enough, all right? I bring enough unfunny for the rest of us, which means no one else gets to be unfunny in here, okay? Everyone else has to be funny to make up for my inability to be funny. I think this chatter is funny. First time message following 16 seconds ago. Means you have no taste, which means you're not funny either. Deuces. Yeet. All right. What were we on? Right. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want to hear this part.
I think that's what he's referring to.
But what legal smoke? Why would I sue him? Why would I be
Because
suing
he
him?
made. Okay, that's just what I thought.
I mean, something needs to happen that would qualify.
Wait.
With Destiny, it didn't happen.
But everyone
it's
else.
not
He called you a pedophile.
like what Ian did.
Everyone else assumes for copyright infringement, and then he wrote some dumb fucking heinous joke, quote unquote joke, horrible thing, in the context of us beefing in a scrolling chat. Like that's not enough to sue someone over.
Yeah, maybe. What about these? What about these clips? What the hell? What about him on multiple occasions? What about him saying that was it this one? Where he talked about how he wasn't gonna play the fucking card game, the cat card game, Meowgenics or something like that. And he said, I'm not gonna play it because they use pedo voice actors. Someone said, who's the pedo voice actor? And he literally replied saying Ethan Klein. Like, I don't know, man. I think it gets to a point where it's obvious you don't want to sue him because of personal reasons. I'm pretty sure this meets the bar. I'm pretty sure this meets the threshold. It's like 17 different instances of him saying that about you. Like, what? What? He pushed back even more than AB? Dude, that's not good. Not good.
It's stupid. It's
The thing is that with Destiny, the context was obvious. He was upset.
All right, that's enough of this broadcast. Well, that's enough of this broadcast. That's enough. The thing with Destiny is that he didn't like mean it because he's the goodest boy in the world, and Ian is evil. And did I mention Anissa's one of those fucking Arabs? Did I mention that? Did I mention that? Like, that's incredible. Dude, that poor chicken, like, someone said her name is Tamara. Poor chick is in there, and she's like, you know what? Because he said, you know what? It's fine. You know what? It's fine. I'm good. I actually don't want to argue this anymore. Anyways, all right. Dude, I will never get over this, like, love letter that Ethan Klein wrote to Destiny. Steven, you are a very smart and funny guy. I've been following your career for a long time, since you were cleaning carpets between StarCraft 2 games. This is not a Photoshop, by the way, guys. This is a real Instagram story he made. I am very serious. I know a lot of you guys might think this is fake. This is not fake. This is literally a real post Ethan Klein made about Destiny. I saw you transition to streaming full-time, which, as someone who was also working a 9-to-5, I found really inspiring. It was soon after that I took the same chance on myself, inspired in part by you to become a full-time creator. Later on, I came around to your political streaming content, a genre you pioneered. You've had such a long and accomplished career that anyone would be extremely proud of. I'm genuinely sad about the great potential that you had, and for what was thrown away because vices took over your life. As a parent, you know the implications and ramifications of chatting with a 15-year-old. You know how a teenager looks up to adults they admire and how easily they can be manipulated. The time for irreverent jokes is over. You need help. This is a long pattern of sexual deviancy with teenagers. I hope you take the time to understand what inside you is missing and why that would urge a grown man to flirt with a 15-year-old. I am not taking pleasure in any of this. It's all very sad. I do hope you find the help and peace you need because children deserve better. I know what you guys are thinking. This is fake. This is a fake post. This is a fake post that you wrote, Denims, or one of the Snarkers must have written. And I will tell you guys, no, it is not. This is a real post that Ethan made on his Instagram story. Yeah, this is classics. This is classic smoke for someone. Now we need the song. Yeah, dude, the one song where it's like a remix of Eminem's Stan, and it's like, Dear Steven. Instead of Dear Stan. But that song is just kind of long, but you guys get the idea. This was after the Willie Mack show where Willie Mack was like, he was like, do you have CSAM on your computer? And he's like, and C. Sampson was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You see, Ethan made the claim you called CPS and prefaced it with, in my opinion. Well, I don't really care because, again, he already, like, I already got, like, the best retraction that I'm going to get from him. So I don't really care about any future instances of him being like, she did it, guys, she did it. Because it all falls flat when you look at the one video of him being like, I would never say that. I would never say that. Because it's just very, like, Ethan Klein versus Ethan Klein type of situation. So, obviously, idiotic, moronic, stupid. Compare this heartfelt message about a guy who he thinks is a nonce and how he talks about Hassan who defended him constantly for no reason for months. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about one other thing. There was like, Ethan, after like many days, finally responded to the lawsuit with me on his Instagram story. He broke his silence. He doesn't want to talk about it on stream, but he broke his silence on Instagram. And he said, wait, where is it? Is this one? Oh, there's a lot of confusion about the Denims lawsuit, so let me clarify. I haven't commented on it because it's not over. The judge issued a tentative ruling ahead of our Friday hearing. The judge has since heard our oral arguments and is yet to issue his final ruling, at which time I will discuss it on the show. It seems foolish to jump to a conclusion before there is one. Bro, you literally spent the past 9 months doing nothing but talking about and jumping to conclusions about the lawsuit. If the tentative ruling was in his favor, he would be talking about it. I don't know, like, who is falling for this? I have a bridge to sell you. I have a great deal on a bridge to sell you, man. I know you got a lot on the plate for now. Are you going to watch the Morocco World Cup game? I guess I have to. I guess I got to lock in. I guess I got to lock into sports. I also saw that I got clipped for this. Let me see. I actually haven't watched it yet. Let's watch. I got to say something. I'm impressed, genuinely, by the dedication to attempting to both sides. I am genuinely impressed. I'm not joking. I'm impressed by that dedication. Because the problem with someone like Ethan Klein is that you can't both sides him. He's going to get offended unless you're 100% on his side, which he did. He ended up calling half the things that Charlie said snark talking points. I would also argue people on the left are sometimes pretty hard to please. I would know. I'm on the left. Time to do it. I got to say something. This clip is like, I don't even know how anyone fell for this clip chimp because it even has at the end where I say like, I don't even know if this person was specifically clip chimping, by the way, but I even say at the end, like people who have very polarizing or on very divisive issues, you'll have a lot of people that are on one side fully or on the other side fully. And with an issue like the lawsuits, there's so much time you need to dedicate to understand everything that has happened before you can move on and have any strong opinions on this. Because like half the shit that happened between him and like Trisha, for example, like it was crazy. Like he didn't give a shit how she was harmed. He wanted her to apologize and he wanted her to like do whatever she wanted or do whatever he wanted. And she like was pleading with him. She's like, dude, my like family's getting involved. Can you please like just make it, can you get the harassment to stop? And she would send him like H3 Productions, like his subreddit is a Snark subreddit, comically enough. And he didn't give a shit because it's like none of these rules matter to him. Like this, like my family got involved and that's when it changed. Then why did you wait? If your family got involved and that was when everything had finally changed, why did you register the content nuke with the Library of Congress before the CPS call? Because you did say you put out a trap, you laid a trap. So why did you, huh? No, it's just nonsense. It's just fucking nonsense. It's just whatever reason he can give or whatever excuse that he can give right now to justify his behavior. At least to justify his behavior to his viewers, right? Oh yeah, he did this with this other lady too. I forgot her YouTube channel, but he brought her husband and kid into it because she criticized him. And when she told him to stop, he told her Stop, no. Yeah, I think I saw this. This was like, she made like a YouTube video. I'm going to speak bluntly. Maybe this is too mean. I thought the YouTube video was too long, and I was kind of resident sleeper, but I'm kind of ADHD Andy, so if that's on me, that's on me. And I just proceeded to like not talk about it or not care about it because I was like, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, YouTuber like Cruel World Happy Mind, she made a video. It was just like really long. Like it was a really long video. And she said things that were like definitely incorrect. Like she said things that were incorrect about some of the people. She linked a poor YouTube channel that didn't even belong to me. I feel bad for that like YouTube channel. I hope they didn't like get any harassment or anything from H3 fans. Let's see if I can find it. She might have taken the video down, which I kind of
said that
silence. She kind of she might have taken it down. Here it is. She made this video and it was called The Fall of H3, How Ethan Klein Destroyed His Career. And she like the video just it needed a little bit more time to cook. It's a 3-hour long video and there's a lot of things in it that are incorrect. Or there's a good amount of things in it that are incorrect. And like one small example is like attention to detail. Like she pulls up a YouTube channel and then Ethan sues like this person and like Denims. Or maybe it was not that. No, it was that. And then they pulled up like a random YouTube channel that also has the logo for Denims or whatever. And I was like, ooh, I hope that person didn't deal with anything. Whoopsie daisy. I don't know if that's in here anywhere. I can't find it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But like I said, like I just moved on. I was like, okay, well, whatever, I don't care. More people making videos, like that doesn't matter. And he got really mad about this video. He got really mad at her. He got really mad at this video. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I actually like feel like I felt really bad for her when she was going through it. It's like, what the fuck? They like brought her on stream and like under this like really false pretense that like, well, we're just gonna have a conversation, and they like just like bullied her on it, and they were like, don't you see how it's harmful what you're doing to us? You're hurting us. And it's like, what the? Oh man, there was like, I don't have it on hand. Darn. Maybe here.
Content creators.
Oh yeah, this one. This is not my channel. This is like this band that also goes by Denims, by the way. I hope they didn't get any harassment. It just could have been researched better. And listen, YouTube is hard. Making videos is hard. I can't imagine making a 3-hour video and like you've looked over the video like 14, 20, 300 times, right? You're going to miss things. I get it. But like, that's why I was so impressed by the Kilotonics channel. I was like, that was a really good video. There was like 1 or 2 things in there that I was like, this is a little incorrect, or like, I disagree a little bit, but like, that's impressive for a 4-hour video. She literally grabbed the first person found under the name Denims. Yeah. So like, it was just like, it wasn't as well researched as it could have been, but like, that's why I didn't cover it. Cause I was just like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And after that, like after she made this video, Ethan Klein like insisted that they talk, and then he did like 40 streams about her. He threatened to sue her at one point, and then she, I guess, like released these messages where she said like, I'll just read the post out. Reminder, Ethan Klein's fanbase identified YouTuber Cruel World Happy Mind's husband and found pictures of her child. She privately confronted Ethan Klein with the death threats his community made against her child, to which he responded by saying, stop playing the victim. So she sent him like a message. She sent a screenshot to him of this like hate mail she got. Disgusting anti-Semitic scum. You and your wife's jaws will be broken. Better watch out for your racist child because they will get it too. Careful leaving your house. Pussy ass F slur. And that's like the message that her husband got. That's one of the messages that her husband got. And she sent him this and said, my husband was sent this message after your recent podcast on me. And he literally said, probably from a snarker. I don't check my DMs, but I imagine it's full of your fans calling me a pedophile. If you really want to play the victim of hate mail, my fans don't send messages like that. It's like, dude, yes, they do. Okay. Like I went and I checked. I think Instagram got rid of it, which sucks because sometimes I do like to go and look at them. She only showed him for a fraction of the insane shit that the H3 Community Center. There's so much more, by the way. Yeah, I believe it. When I was like, when the lawsuit was first starting, honestly, not even that. When I watched the content nuke and I watched it, I was like, this is like terrible. This content nuke is not good. This video is not good. He then proceeded to call me like a rape apologist because I was like, wait, the woman in this video, like, she didn't even, wait, why did you say that she was raped? She didn't even say that she was raped. Do you even care about the victims when you aren't even listening to the victims speak? And I said that. And then they were like, you're a rape apologist. You're an anti-Semitic rape apologist. And my DMs were literally full of H3 fans saying, H3, rise up. I hope you get raped and killed. And I was like, oh, okay. Normal audience you got there, bro. Normal, super normal fan base you got there. Okay. Super normal. And then a bunch of people being like, you know, like, yeah, well, you fucking Arab, you should go back to your fucking country. It's like, I was literally born in the United States and I've spent all of my life in the United States. What the fuck are you even talking about? And they're like, you know, in your country, they would fucking rape you. It's like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? This is your progressive audience? Holy. What the hell? It's crazy to think you have control over your fans. You do. What? You have some level of control over your fans. Do you really think that if Ethan was getting obscene amounts of hate mail from Denims fans, he wouldn't be posting it? I've explicitly said if I ever find out that people are sending rape threats or death threats, you are perma-banned from this community and you will never be unbanned. You're blocked on every bit of social media that I have. You're perma-banned from chat. You will never be unbanned ever. You're blocked from the Discord. You are blocked from everything. You will never be able to access me or my content in any way, shape, or form. Because I disavow it. If you want to like say Kaka Klein or something, it's like his own audience said that about him. Like, I don't really care. If you want to say like, if you want to call him by his internet moniker, Pedo Troll, like he's the one who made the account name Pedo Troll, like you can do that. Like, I don't. If you want to say that he loves Israel or whatever, like, yeah, go for it. But rape threats, death threats, like, none of that is acceptable. None of that is in any way, shape, or form okay. And I've said it, and you can absolutely curb a lot of the behavior. The fact that so many people who have gotten into disputes with Ethan have had this exact thing happen to them means that he doesn't attempt to curb it. I mean, he's literally never even said on his stream, like, I haven't seen in any of these cases him saying, well, because this is his response, right? He doesn't say like, yeah, this is not okay. Don't like send those type of messages. Like, I don't condone that. Like, it's a pattern of behavior. And then he denies it and says, they don't do that. It's like, what? They were literally threatening to call, like, in the H3 subreddit, they were threatening to call ICE on Hassan's, like, cleaner. Like, and that's in his subreddit. Like, what the hell? The H3 podcast, which is dedicated to harassment, once again breaking YouTube's terms of service by telling someone to kill themselves. Ryan Beard wrote in the H3 show, like what you did with Ryan Kavanaugh talking about the defamation lawsuit. And the official H3 podcast replied saying, Ryan Beard, you should do it, Ryan, tonight. Oh, okay. By the way, they banned Ryan Beard immediately after that. Oh, can I say, I've seen people say Hassan sends his community to go attack people when he literally constantly tells people not to tap the glass. Let me tell you guys, as someone who has gotten the ire of Hassan's community, they'll just call you a liberal. They'll just call you a liberal piece of shit. Like, that's what they'll do. Which, like, oh no, like, being called a liberal. Like, honestly, more people should get called a liberal. Like, legitimate, realistically, everyone should start being called a liberal, all right? What did you say? Like, I don't even remember. I think I said, like, yeah, maybe it was in the context of me saying, like, I can't tell other people to not vote or to vote Kamala Harris. I'm voting because I know that the Trump administration will hurt trans people. And I don't, like, it's hard for me to make that decision on behalf of trans people. But I also understand people not wanting to vote for Kamala because, like, genocide is just too important. If you don't stand for genocide, what do you stand for? But, like, I know that, like, domestically trans people will be hurt. And, like, I feel weird about that being, like, on my conscience. And I, like, it's just a fucked situation to be in. And then people call me a liberal. I was like, what? Okay, like, that's okay. If you want to call me a liberal, that's okay. That's okay. But it's, like, one specific, like, group of leftists that also tend to watch Hassan. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure those people are in Hassan's chat also calling him a liberal. Like, so, like, I don't know. Like, and I've seen people that Hassan has disagreed with. Like, do you guys remember that one guy that was like, I was a tier 1 sub to Hassan for 7 months, and this is how he treated me. And I was like, oh, this would be a great instance to see, like, what the Hassan fan brigade looks like. And I, like, scroll through the replies, and they're all calling him, like, a stupid liberal. And they're like, dumb fuck ass liberal, stupid yee ass haircut. I'm like, and then everyone moved on. Like, the world of a difference from that to, like, you literally have, like, essays being written to you about how someone wants to rape you is like, come on, man. Like, it's so crazy to, like, cry victim and be like, Hassan's community is so evil and fucked up. It's like, for calling people liberals? Like, oh my God, if you say something on the internet, people can disagree with you and say that they think that you're conservative or that they think that you know, fucking are a shill for the Democratic Party and, you know, like, you're someone that would vote Epstein over Hassan. Shout out Hutch. If they had a D in front of their name. Like, that's just people criticizing what you said. Like, I don't understand. I fundamentally, if my replies were just filled with people being like, I just disagree that you think that that's okay. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I would be like, oh, whatever. But it's like, that's not what the people, like, a lot of the people in the H3 production subreddit and, like, a lot of the people in the H3 fan base, like, that's not the messages that they don't send normal messages, man. They don't. Like, they don't. Like, I've checked these accounts and, like, they're, like, hardcore, like, Ethan fans, and they're, like, posting constantly about how, like, much they love Ethan and how he's so based and great and how they're so happy he's fighting anti-Semitism. And then you check all their replies to people like me or Hassan or Anissa or whatever, and it's all, like, the most unhinged shit you've ever seen in your life. And then some of them be sending fucking death threats and shit. Like, it's, like, crazy. So for him to, like, you have some control over your audience. You have some. There's always going to be crazy people and you can't control every single crazy person. But when there's a pattern of behavior and you do nothing to curb it, I would say you're at least partially responsible for that. It can't be that literally every snarker called CPS, but also you are not at all responsible in any way, shape, or form for your audience. Like, that's crazy, man. When he lost his mind, made a segment out of it on his TV, on his show, doxing the guy's family when a random Instagram commenter just said enjoy hell about Ila's tattoo. Highly doubt he's receiving actual threats if that was enough to make him go nuclear. Like, can you imagine going on a campaign and being like, where does this guy live? Yeah, does anyone know where this guy's from? Yeah, let's get, I bet it's this guy. I bet it's this guy in this group photo because he said to your wife, enjoy hell. Dude, if someone tells me to enjoy hell, that's like, as far as I'm concerned, 50-50. I take that as a compliment. Honestly. You know, maybe I will. Perhaps I will. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll see you there, buddy. You know, like, that's not something that, if someone sent a message, that's not something I'd be like, oh yeah, let's see who this guy, let's check out his Instagram. Oh, is this you? Is this you, man? That's you, right? That's you. Wow. Like, that's a crazy thing to do. And that guy did get death threats. His sister, his, like, underage sister was getting fucking rape threats. And he was literally, like, just some random like, he wasn't even a content creator. It was just, like, a random person that replied to him, like, with, like, a personal Instagram account with, like, 20 followers or something. And then his mom was getting, like, bomb threats at the school that she works at. So I would love to know who were the snarkers that were doing that. Really, it wasn't the guy that was, like, pulling up all of his information and saying his name publicly on his show in front of, like, 30,000 people. Like, yeah, no, it was just a random person that did that. Like, what the hell? You're not worth saving, buddy. It's time to say goodbye. I've had a chud around these parts for a long time, but today I just don't feel like dealing with annoying people, I guess. Today's a bad day to be an annoying chatter, I gotta say. Also, sans mods mods also tell chat don't go after people. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've already said multiple times that, like, I don't, and I've attempted on many opportunities or multiple opportunities that I've had to say, sorry, I just saw a woman being nice to me on Twitter. I was looking for a post and then I saw a woman being nice to me on Twitter and then I got excited. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, nothing to see here. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes women are nice to me on the internet. Moving on though from all of that stupid nonsense, I just wanted to share that with you guys, give you guys a cheeky little fun little update on that. I'm just sitting here fucking twiddling my thumbs, waiting for this this lawsuit update, man. I want to get the official ruling, bro, so badly, so I can stop sitting here and thinking about it, man. Me and everybody else, though. At least we're all in the same boat. But I will say, and I already said it yesterday, I do give credit to Ethan for being like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't sue a bunch of people for copyright infringement. Like, that's so weird. I think he was just waiting to see if any of them were going to be like, if any of the updates were going to be like positive in favor of fair use before he said anything, before he could say like, yeah, it seems like maybe some of these are a little bit frivolous. But who did I say? Sorry, not credit to Ethan. Excuse me. So sorry. Apologies. Credit to Charlie. Credit to Charlie. I apologize.
Never and will never be.
I have to say, because he could have easily just like not taken a stand. I thought for sure after the first video, I was like, okay, he just like doesn't want to say me or anybody else's names on this stuff because of whatever particular reason. But you know what, man? Good on him. Good on him for doing what I think is the bare minimum. But good on him. We take small victories around here, all right? We take small victories. I don't want to be the one to tell you guys this, but he's actually not a real gray cat. He has a white patch on him. Right here. Camera doesn't really pick it up that well, but it is white. The endless lies. What's up? What you trying to tell me, man? You trying to communicate something? All hail the worm. All right, sorry about that tangent.